Hello there. So today is the day I finally stopped procrastinating and gave this little guy here the cleaning he deserves. This is my Bambu Lab A1 Mini 3D printer. It has been in my possession for about 6 or 7 months now, printing all sorts of nonsense for me, like this and also this. You can ignore the dust. Before jumping into the deep cleaning, I needed to print a few tools to help me with this journey, because nothing says I'm going to clean my 3D printer like making it work over time first. So here are the tools I printed to help me with this adventure. First, this little thing that was supposed to help me apply lubricant to the rails, but it disappointed me later. I also printed some cable clips and these elastic conduits to keep things tight. Since I was going through the trouble of cleaning it, I might as well make it look professional. You know, like I actually knew what I was doing. Now that the prints are done, step 1, extract the printer. There we go. Now it could breathe the fresh air of my apartment, which probably isn't much cleaner anyway. Step 2, use an electric air duster, which is basically just a fancy way of saying I spent too much on something that blows air. Look at all that dust flying. That wasn't concerning at all. I definitely wasn't breathing in microscopic pieces of plastic. I didn't need clean lungs anyway. Next, I needed to plug in the printer and unload the filament. There we go. Filament successfully unloaded. Next up, remove the poop bucket. If you don't know what a poop bucket is, it's this little container I print that catches all the filament that the printer poops out before every print job. Into the corner of shame it goes. That is the cardboard box where all my failed prints and filament waste live together in harmony. Maybe I should rename it to something more uplifting. The Plastic Purgatory? The Museum of Failed Dreams? I don't know. Let me know your suggestions in the comments. Now it was time to blow this baby clean. With my electric dust, I got into every nooks and crannies I could find. Here's my fancy toolbox that I printed to keep all the essentials. Bed scraper, hex keys, lube tubes, a microfiber cloth, and other random bits and bobs that somehow makes me feel more professional than I actually am. I decided to look up the official Bambu Lab A1 Mini maintenance guide, because who needs YouTube tutorials when you can go straight to the source? Oh, what's this? At that time I sure hoped mine wasn't this dirty, but it was. Time to grab some paper towels and get to the scrubbing of these rails. Oh yeah, it's dirty. Like my printer had a part-time job at an oil change shop that I didn't know about. Now for the heated bed, I used some IPA and wiped it with a microfiber cloth. Yep, good as new. I needed to fold this paper towel into a long narrow piece so I could clean the big rail before applying new lubricant. But first, I also needed to unscrew some things to take the handle off. Wait, it wasn't coming off. There must have been another screw that I was missing. Yep. Found it. After finally getting the handle off, I grabbed my folded paper towel and started scrubbing off the old lube. Now I needed to take out the PTFE tube. Grabbed my fancy 3D printed tool that was supposed to help with this, and it was completely useless. I guess I can use my fingernail to push this in and take the PTFE tube out. Alright, time for lubrication. I had 2 tubes here, one with grease and one with oil. I guess I can start with the oil first. Snip the tip, apply it directly to the rails, and try again with my 3D printed tool. Maybe it's just me being stupid, but I don't think this tool was spreading the lube at all. I just moved the mechanics back and forth to help spread the lube, and a quick wipe with a paper towel to clean up any excess. I just remembered that the big rail I cleaned had grease on it, not oil, so now I needed to use the grease tool. Let's try the lube tool one more time. I was shocked. Well, maybe not that shocked. Fine, I use my fingers. Sometimes the old ways are the best ways. Now I needed to put this handle back where it belongs and forced the mechanics to move again to spread the lube properly. Time to work on the extruder part. Look at me being all technical. First I took off the faceplate. I used my hex keys to remove these screws. Then I took out the filament cutter and the nozzle. Time for more dust blowing. Then I checked out the nozzle and oh my god, look at this. It was completely clogged with hardened filament. I grabbed some pliers and tried to clean this off, and would you look at that? It actually came clean. Almost like I take care of this on a regular basis. Alright, time to put everything back together. First the nozzle and the silicone sock, then the filament cutter, and all those tiny screws that were just waiting for their chance to roll under my desk, never to be seen again. And finally the faceplate and the PTFE tube back into their places. Here's the 3D printed cover for the filament feeder, and here's the filament poop bucket. Yes, the same one you saw earlier. Let's admire it again, because why not? Next, the cable conduit installed, and the cable clips also installed. Wait, nope, one's making things too tight. Remove. Almost done. Time to clean the build plate. Washed it with dish soap and water, wiped it with a towel, then gave it a final air blast with the duster for good measure. Then I put the build plate back where it belonged. Now let's load the filament back into the printer, and finally I put this freshly clean and upgraded beauty back into its enclosure. It's like a whole new printer, except it's not, it's just clean. So there you have it. My Bambu Lab A1 Mini is now clean, lubricated, and ready for action. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what should I name my corner of shame. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.